Well, hello there. Hello and welcome to the stream. My name's Abhilash. We are continuing with the quiz app that we started building a while ago. Just checking in to ensure that I hear myself and see myself. Name's Abhilash. Yeah, I hear myself, I see myself, and we are good to go. All right. If you have come this far, if you have watched all the previous uh, videos, you would know that we are already at a point where our quiz app has that big question number, has a question, and now we are looking to add the buttons which are going to be options, the four buttons that you're going to click on, right? That's where we are. So welcome to the stream. And if you have any questions, you can ask that in the live chat or in the comments later, and I'll try to answer them. So this, as you know, is what we are going to build. This is how it's going to look like. The question, this part is done already. The question number and the question are done. Now we're trying to add this button-like thing. Yesterday, we were also able to change the color of the app bar on the top, right? So this is what the code looks like so far. We have put this here, quiz app. That's what this says. We have set the color to pink. That's what it says, shows here, the pink color. Then as I scroll down, Q2, this is the text. And it's also been set to color pink. And a font size has been set to 48, which is a big font size. We've also made it bold. That's why this text looks different, right? After that, we have added this sized box, which, as I explained in the previous video, is to add some space both above the Q2 and below the Q2 and above this big question. Which application are you using to create mobile apps, right? So this is something we have done so far. If you're new to this channel, if you have not seen the previous videos, go ahead and watch them after this video so that you'll be able to get a sense of this series. It's a 7-day series and you'll be able to get this. Dheeraj, hello. Welcome, Dheeraj. If you have seen the thing so far and if you have not tried it, then definitely go ahead and try it, because the fun of coding is in actually writing that code, not just watching. So I'm expecting to see some comments with people posting screenshots of what you have done or asking questions that I'm willing to help on. All right. If you have not, oh, you're Arohi. Hello, Arohi. If you have not liked this video yet, now would be a good time. Click on that like button. Also subscribe to the channel. In the description, I have links for all sorts of things, where to download the Unacademy app, how to join our Telegram groups so that you know that when the next classes are going to be done. So do all that and stay in touch with us. Let's just start and continue with doing the rest of the thing today. Like I said, we are going to build this button. Okay. That's the whole idea. Welcome, Supriya. Hello. So, where were we? We want to build a button. Now, the way you build a button is by using something called material button. What is material? Well, this right here, this line on the top, material. If I put my pointer on that, it says Flutter widgets implementing material design. You can click on this, watch more about the material design, right? Supriya says, I'm new, so okay, message is gone. All right. So material design is a standard of design that we're using to make this. So we are going to use something called a material button. Okay. So I'm going to type material, M capital, and then button with B capital. If I do this and put a comma at the end as usual, you will see, even though it looks like I have done everything right, there is an underline here. And when I check out what that underline is for, it says that it needs a on pressed parameter which is required, because a button has to be pressed. Samad says hi. Hi, Samad. Welcome. Since a button is meant to be pressed, not just looked at, so every button needs to know what it should do when somebody presses that button. Okay, think of your phone button. Buttons are there. If you're typing a WhatsApp message or something, you hit that send message, right? So that's a button. So every button has a purpose, and that purpose is defined in something called on pressed. On, O small, and pressed P capital, on pressed, and if I write a colon here, for now, I'm just going to type parenthesis and braces and put a comma at the end of it. Right now, I don't want to do anything when somebody presses it. I just want it to be there. So this much has to be compulsorily there in your material button. Once again, material button on pressed colon parenthesis open close, curly braces open close, and that is the minimum thing you need for a material button. If I save this now, you will see nothing changes because our button does not contain any text or size or anything, which we'll do right now. Sangeeta says, hello, sir. Which site? Well, Sangeeta, this is a mobile app development course we're doing. This is part 4 of a 7-part series, right? And we have just started on part 4. We have done this in the previous videos. So if you go to the playlist, you'll be able to find out all the previous videos. If you have not seen it before, please go ahead and watch it. All right. Right now, we're just trying to add this button. We're building a quiz app and a quiz app that contains questions as well as 4 options, maybe 3, maybe 5. There can be any number of options. So one of these buttons is going to be pressed for the right answer. So we're trying to build our first button right now. Okay. Alrighty. Now, what do we want for the button? Well, let's say child. You understand how child works, right? So if material button is the parent, we have a child and that child is the text widget. This is the same widget we have been using for a while now. So let's say I want to type here Flutter and save this. You will see that Flutter appears there. It doesn't look anything like the button that we want, but if you watch carefully and if the video is catching it proper, when I click on it, you see there's that uh, animation of a circle going out. Can you see this? As I press on it, the button is visible for a faint movement. There's a ghost-like color that comes up behind. So that's the way we know this is a button. Okay. Let's look at how this looks. All right. That does not look like anything that we want. So first of all, we'll increase the font size. Okay. Again, this is something we have seen in the past class. I'll just talk again about it, which is we do that using the style parameter inside the text widget. Okay. So we go here, text style. Yeah. And I can come there and I can say font size. And let me set that to 16 and see how that looks. Okay, save that. The button is slightly bigger. The text is slightly bigger. Maybe try 24. Okay, that is significantly bigger. We can make some changes the way we are comfortable, right? And maybe set it to 20 then. Okay, this looks all right to me, and we can start with this. Okay, I can't read that. Is that Kashish Bharati? Is that what your name says? Hello? Yes. So this is what we have got. Now, if I wanted the button itself to be pink in color, the way we have done here, right? So we are going with that pink colored theme. So I could come after this on pressed, come here and basically type color. At this point, if you observe, I'm controlling the color of the button itself, not the color of the text. You will see that again in the yesterday's video. I've shown in detail how this color collection work. Like I said, think of it like a box of crayons from which you're taking out different colors. I just want the pink color right now. So that's colors dot pink. If I save this, you will see that red or pink colored button appears here. The only thing is that now that black text is not looking all right. But we have now got a button that actually looks like button. I can click on it, that animation happens, and it looks like I'm pressing on it and so on and so forth, right? So this is the button we want. We're getting slowly closer to that. Thank you, Dheeraj. Thank you. So, how do we change the color? Well, the we have changed the color of the button by using the color property in material button. So now if I wanted to change the color of the text, then I have to go into text, text style, and then go to color once again, and then colors dot white. And I put a comma here, save this, and you will see immediately that the color of the text changes also. Let's quickly revise everything we have done, and then we can go to the next step. We wanted to have a button that has a background color of pink and a text color of, oh, Arohi, I'm so sorry. I keep looking at your name. Yes, Arohi, that's right. Thank you again. So, yeah, uh, colors dot white. This color applies to the text. Colors dot pink. This applies to the button itself. So the pink color is the color of the button, whereas white is the color of the text. So this is what we have done. We have also changed the font size a little bit. Again, if this looks too much to you, you can make it smaller. You can get rid of this, keep the standard size. It's all your choice, but I'm just telling you these are the ways in which you can change. But once again, we have that situation where the spacing is not right, isn't it? Here, there is a lot of space. Here, there's a lot of space, but this one seems to be touching it. We know though that this is what you have to do, sized box. After the text, but before the button, I add a sized box and say height 24. This is what I've been using. If I do this and save, you will see immediately the button comes down. That means now it's spaced out a little and we are able to start using it. Okay. Here's a problem though. The button is only as wide as the text inside it. So instead of Flutter, if I use VS Code, the button becomes little wider. If I say, Android Emulator as one of the option and save, then the button becomes even wider. So when I add multiple buttons one below the other, right, this looks very awkward. Whereas in my design, what I have done, no matter what the size of your text, the button is full width. It takes the full width of the phone screen available to it. And how we can do that is by going inside the material button properties, on pressed, then color. After that, I can hit min width. Okay. I could potentially type a number here. Maybe let's try that and say 200 and save. Not much will happen then. If I change it to 400, you will see the button has now become wide and it fills up the entire screen. But now you have to remember that everybody has their own different phone. Okay, some phones are smaller, some phones are bigger. Some people might use it on a tablet. The other, somebody else might use it on the phone. But by using that in the landscape mode versus portrait mode, so you have a lot of uh, options to worry about. You don't want to depend upon a size like this. So what you can say is that take the entire size. How much? Take infinite size. So that's the language that Flutter uses. If I say use infinite size, that means it takes as much space is available, whether my phone is small or big. Nasa Singh, welcome to this class. So yeah, like I was saying, rather than going with 400, which is a fixed size and might mess up the, whenever people are using a different phone, right? What you would want to do is that you'd want to uh, tell Flutter itself to use the full width. And how you do that is by going with something called double dot infinity. Okay. Min width, I'm setting to double dot infinity. This is not the infinity which is like the biggest number in the world, uncountable, and all of that. Infinity means use as much space as is available to you, okay, and not more or less. So if I save this, you will see the button now stretches out to the complete edges, isn't it? The button is stretched out to the full edge, and therefore it is using the infinite size of the phone, which is the width of the phone. And this way, we are now able to get uh, the button to become bigger. Now, instead of Android emulator, if I wanted to just say VS as a small option, it doesn't matter. Now, whatever text I'm putting, the width of the button still remains full width. And that's the trick in being able to use width here. So we have only done three things so far. All we have done is that we have changed the color of the button, we have changed the width of the button to become full width or infinite width, and we have changed the color of the text to become white. Okay. However, once again, look here. This looks a little off, right? The button seems to be touching the edges of the phone here. Whereas when I look here, there is some space. Shagun Jaiswal, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Like I was saying, in the button, in my final design photo that I'm showing on this PowerPoint, you're seeing these buttons are not touching the edge, nor is this question touching the edge. Look here again. This question is touching the edge in my screen now, and the button is also touching the edge. What we are missing is something called as padding. Okay. So padding is basically the space inside a box. Like I keep saying, if this is your box, right, and your text is right now starting from this edge, right? However, if you wanted to start the text somewhere further from inside, okay, let's do that again and check. Let's say I wanted the text to start from this edge. Do you understand the difference? The pink is the outer box, but I don't want the text or whatever to start from that edge. I want to push them inside a little. Almost think of it like pushing from outside like this and pushing from top and bottom, left and right, and moving them to center a little. Okay, let's just look. That's what we have done here. In here, what I've done is that I have taken the box to actually start from here like this. Yeah. And this space right here. Yeah. This space right here. The space between the edge of the phone versus where it is starting. That space, it's called padding. Okay. Padding is the name for the space inside a box. That applies to both inside the mobile phone edge as well as inside a button or wherever else you're using it. So how we are going to do that is that we are going to go all the way up here, okay? And we will add some space in this box itself, okay? Let's see what are some options for doing this. If I wanted to add padding here, that doesn't seem to be an option in scaffold. If I go to the column and if I say padding here, that doesn't seem to be an option as well. So what we have to do is that if I put my cursor on this column, the outside column, I'm going all the way up to this body. Yeah. And if I'm clicking on this yellow colored bulb thing here, right, on this icon, it'll give me an option that says wrap with container. Observe once again what I'm doing. I'm going to, I was here, let's say, right? I scroll all the way up wherever I find the body, and after that there's a column. I put my pointer on that column, and the moment I do that, I get a yellow colored icon here. And I click on that icon, this menu option comes up, and one of the options starting from top is wrap with widget, builder, center, column. Ignore all of that. Come to container. Yeah. If I click on wrap with container and save this, you'll observe nothing has changed visibly on your phone. A little bit of code has been added. Now the body has container here, and the child of that container becomes the column. Okay. So here's the trick though. In this container, I have an option to do something called padding. You see that? The moment I type P, it shows me options for padding. I click on padding, okay? And now I'm able to say from this edge, right? As I was talking about this, from this edge, if this is the edge of the phone, I want this point, this much inset I want. I want it to set the position in a little. So I'm looking for edge insets. That's what I'm looking for. This is the edge of the phone and insets is what I want. So let's go here. And if I type EDGE edge insets, okay? Observe how I'm typing this, capital E and capital I, and I'm typing edge insets and I'm typing dot after it. The moment I do that, I have all sorts of options, but I'm going to pick all. And now inside this box where it says value, I can just type 16 and see what happens. Did you observe? Let me undo this line and I'll show you. This is now touching the screen, but the moment I say edge insets all 16, it has now come in a little, right? So the space has come in, but since we've been using sized box 24 all along, rather than 16, if I use 24 and save, you will see that the spacing all around has started looking all right. Which means now I can eliminate this space because it's now double. There is already edge insets 24 applied here. On top of that, I have added another 24 pixel sized box. So I can delete this, the one above text Q2 and save. It goes up and now it creates a very clean looking interface design for me. रुचि गुप्ता 32 बिट पे फ्लटर यूज कर सकते हैं? नहीं नहीं रुचि, स्टॉप स्पैमिंग, आई आंसर योर क्वेश्चन। 32 बिट पे फ्लटर यूज कर सकते हैं? मुश्किल है क्योंकि जो आपके पास ये रहेगा, फोन एम्यूलेटर्स रहेंगे, वो काम नहीं करेंगे। सो प्रेफरेबली 32 बिट मत यूज करिए, 64 बिट ही यूज करिए, इट विल बी फास्टर। प्लस यू विल नीड the more recent the laptop is, the better it is. Rhythm, oh hi Rhythm, okay, all right. आपके पास 32 बिट का है क्या? Try and arrange a slightly more modern laptop if you can. It will be faster also in that sense. ठीक है? Cool. So we now learned about this padding edge insets.all. मैंने आपका प्लीज वीडियो देखा था या? Okay, cool. So already we seem to have made a lot of progress today. Our app is starting to look better kyunki it is spaced out fine. Till yesterday we were complaining about how this is looking better, but this one seems to be touching the screen and all of that. That's solved just with this adding this container widget and this padding. By doing these two things, we were actually able to get this started. दीप इज आस्किंग ये ऐप बनाने तक बताना कि कैसे पब्लिश भी करते हैं। एंड तक बताएंगे, विल गो स्लोली दो, डोंट वरी, ठीक है? बट अगेन लुक एट दिस बटन नाउ. Let's take another look at the button, which is यहाँ पे the button also seems to have a lot of space around this, whereas compared to ours, this button is thinner. The height is not big enough. So once again, just like we added padding edge insets all 24 here, I can come to the material button and after min width, I can add padding here as well. So that's the great thing about Flutter. If you learn one concept, you can take that concept and keep applying it everywhere. So I can go here, edgeinsets.all, something that we just learned, and then we go with 16 this time and see how that looks. Yeah. See, already a big improvement in the button because it's starting to look very much like this button now. It says VS. So let's change that to VS Code as one of the options. I go here, okay, and instead of application, I'm going to say which technology are you using to create mobile apps? I save this. This question has now been edited. Rather than Q2, I can change that to Q1 because why have Q2 when it's still the first question, right? So already, as you can see, our app is looking very much like the app that we wanted to build. All we have to do now is that we have to uh, put this thing sized box. Yeah, we copy sized box and material button and just paste it once, twice, thrice, save, and I have 4 buttons. I've just done Command C or Control C on your phone. Atharva, hi, I didn't see you there. Hello, Atharva, welcome. We're just about to end the class, Atharva. You're coming now. The class ends at 7 o'clock. Do watch the whole video, okay? At the end of this. Go back and watch the full video. So 4 buttons because we were able to copy and paste sized box and material button again and again 3 times, and we got this. And let's change the options along with VS Code. I want to type Flutter. The third option I want to give is, you know, emulator slash simulator. Emulator is when you're using Android. iOS likes to call their software as simulator. Atharva says notification abhi आई. What? Why? Not 6:30 से ही चल रहा है class. It's been scheduled for 6:30. No, all my classes are at 6:30. Atharva, Friday or Saturday, both. And instead of the last option VS Code, I'm going to type here all of the above. So if you've been paying attention, you would know that the answer is all of the above. That's it. Our app seems to be done almost. I want to look what else we can do with this. Okay, in the next class. But for now, in half an hour, we were able to make a lot of progress. We were able to come up with a way in which the app that we have just created here looks very much like the app that we have created here in the final view that we have got. It's not functional still. It is still a visual only app. It looks all right though, isn't it? It looks very much like the app you and I would want to use. And that's the, I think that's a good place to stop this class today. You will go ahead, you'll attempt to create this, bring your app to this point. Once again, I'm going to, as usual, copy all this, put it in the Dartpad and show you that this works perfectly fine on a mobile, on a web browser with Dartpad as well. I've said this before, even if you're not able to install applications, you should still work with Dartpad. All the code that I type, everything works perfectly fine with Dartpad. All you have to do is that when you're doing a new pad, you have an option to select either Dart or Flutter. Select Flutter, not Dart. Click on Flutter, click on create. A blank kind of hello world app will come, right? If I run this, you will see this is the app that you're going to see. I just delete this and paste the code that I've written just now and click on run, and you will see that our app as it is from here has now been translated to this. I will scroll through the code one time so that in case you want, you can pause it here and type the code. And as I do that, towards the end of this. If you want to come back, if you're making any mistakes in the way you're typing code, you can always come back and you can just write the code down from here. Okay. With that, we bring today's class to an end. Let me quickly tell you about this program that I do on Unacademy called Young Coders. Young Coders is a platform on which I teach full-fledged mobile app development where we do really detailed classes. We spend hours and hours trying to build great applications like Instagram and WhatsApp. And I also do a class on functional, by the way, all of them functional apps. I am also doing a web development course on here in which we learn how to build your own personal blogs and website. You learn how to build full-fledged social media platforms. All of these are available to you if you join Young Coders. The prices are here. The number of classes available are here. In addition to what I'm doing, we have got other educators who are doing courses on Python, on Java, on C, C++, on Scratch. All classes are available. Yeah, Atharva says young coder mein only aap आओगे. Yeah, I'll be on young coders, Atharva. The good thing is, till tomorrow, actually, there's this amazing offer going on. If you invest in 12 months of Unacademy's Plus offering for CBSE, you get lifetime access to young coder subscription, right? That means if you're buying 12 months of access, you not only do you get 2 months extra CBSE subscription, in addition, you also get free subscription completely for lifetime for young coders. And there I'll be teaching both mobile app development and we'll be developing web applications. Okay. So I hope to see you there. In the links are all in the description. You can download the app and you can use my code, which is also in. You can also get my code to get a 10% discount on prices. The code is code live, CODELIVE. If you use that code, you'll be able to get 10% access. Atharva Bharadwaj, if you want, you can come over to the Young Coders class. I do 3 classes there, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, as of now. Okay. So I'll see you there. All my classes are there. And if you want to join, the link to download as well as the link to unlock are there in the description. On that note, I want to bring this class to an end. For all the people who are here, uh, thank you so much for joining. I hope to see more of you in the next few classes that I do next week. Also, if you want to get the CBSE subscription and join me on Young Coders, that's where we have a lot of fun. Okay. On that note, I wish you good luck. I wish you happy coding and I bid you adieu. Bye bye.